Hello, dear Scorpions, and welcome to your 16 horoscope with myself. My name's Amanda, and that's Willow over on the chair who has joined us. The other one's back there as well, but he's sleeping. So, new location this month. Yeah, some of the readers go to the beach or a pier or a nice park. I go from the kitchen to the loft or the living room. What I lack in slick production, I hope I hopefully make up for in content here. So, let's see what our holds for Scorpions. Now, as always, these are general readings, so some of these messages may not apply to you. They may be for other Scorpios who are watching, who need that specific message. That's why I always encourage everybody to watch the video for their rising sign as well, because that can give you additional information or details about other areas of life or clarification on your sun sign reading. When the two link up or are very similar, that's normally like just an extra kind of, hey ho, pay attention here. Pay attention to what's going on here. Now, if you would like something more specific than either of those readings, definitely get in touch with me at runescopes4you@gmail.com. It's here in the video and also below the video. If you want to set up an appointment, and there's $5 for a 3-minute session on Skype. I think I just said that again, but it bears repeating as do things. But also wanted to mention lately with, I think it was the retrograde planets, but been getting a lot of, the same people actually emailing over and over again, asking for availability, but then never setting up an appointment. So I'm just letting everybody know that I stop responding to those messages after a certain number. Now, it is a very large number generally, but, I get a lot of messages per day and I just don't have the time to, respond over and over. I need to devote that time and energy to clients who are waiting or who are, serious about booking an appointment with me. Now, certainly I realize everybody's schedule is crazy. Things change, things come up. That's not what I'm talking about. This is a small minority of people who got in touch with me. And of everyone who contacts me, is serious about booking an appointment. But, I just wanted to throw that out there. I'm not doing it to be mean. I'm just doing it to be, efficient. And I am trying to, be fair to those who are serious about wanting to talk to me. So let's see, Scorpio, for number, what is up here with you? Once again, I'm using the Golden Tarot by Cat Black in conjunction with the runes. And then over on Vimeo, after this reading, I'm going to pull one card from the Fairies Oracle by Brian Froud, just to let you know which deck this spiritual guidance will be coming from this month. So your focus or challenge, we got the Six of Cups coming up, but in reverse. So this is closing the door on the past, no longer looking back at the past with rose-colored glasses. You're seeing it for real. You're seeing someone or a situation for what they really are, rather than maybe what you wanted it to be or want them to be. And this doesn't have to be like, maybe looking back on childhood, a particularly maybe difficult childhood. And some of you maybe you're going to therapy, maybe you are, you are in some kind of group where everybody's kind of, talking about these things, or you're kind of getting them out, and you are realizing patterns specifically in relationships. This keeps happening again and again and again. Why? Well, something in early development, most likely, for some of you. For others of you, maybe you had a fantastic childhood and it's just, you are not wanting to repeat a lesson from the past, or you're not, it's like, I'm not going to go down that rabbit hole with different expectations because it would turn out the same way. So, Page of Swords is here in reverse. So this is trouble. This can be troublesome messages, troublesome news, or just communication from someone that causes you anxiety. And in the reverse, it can be bad news that causes you anxiety, or But I feel like for any of you, because we have the King of Cups here in reverse, this doesn't have to be a male. In these general readings, it can just as easily be a female, but normally associated with water sign energy. So another Scorpio, a Pisces, or a Cancer. And so this could be somebody that you are hearing from that you didn't want to hear from again. Like you've moved on. And maybe you don't want to hear from this person because you know they only come back around when they want or need something from you. And maybe they're hard for you to resist because you care more, or you care about this person. So now this can be a child also, air sign energy if it is a child. So Aquarius, Gemini, or Libra. So maybe this is, the father of this child getting back in touch with you, the father or mother of this child. Maybe there's been. This can be a child who's kind of sassy, talking back, being disrespectful, maybe to you or to their other parent or someone at school. And so you're having to talk to your ex to deal with this. I mean, it could be as mundane and as simple as that. And actually, we don't have any major arcana here on the table, Scorpio. So, I mean, I do feel like most events will be kind of mundane or just, things that you can put off and deal with later. But this seems to kind of come out of nowhere. But this could start an argument between you and someone if you're co-parenting, where they'd be like, well, maybe if you did this sort of discipline, then they wouldn't be being disrespectful or talking back. Or maybe if you were around more, somebody making you out to be this person, Scorpio. And in some cases, maybe you are this guy. Maybe you haven't been spending as much time. Maybe you haven't been fulfilling your parenting duties if you have kids. If not, the King of Cups in reverse is an emotional manipulator and deceptive. He plays on people's emotions to get what he wants, and uses his ability to do that as power. And he wields that power in a negative way. The emotionally abusive king is this guy. And Scorpio or Pisces or Cancer at their worst can both be shades of that. So someone would be saying that to you, Scorpio. And if it's not true, and if you're like, oh, where the hell is this coming from? Why do you think that? But yeah, childhood, the past, yours or someone else's, your child's childhood, like I feel like those are the focus, those are the issues on the table. Someone could be making up lies about their childhood, or maybe this is, a child or someone younger than you. It doesn't have to be your child. It could just be somebody that you see as acting like an immature little baby, But yeah, somebody could be making up lies about their childhood, and you could be like, well, that never happened. I don't know what that's about, but it never happened. So, Scorpio, yeah. Issues with children, childhood, the past, coming up. But I feel like, they're coming up so that you can move past them. You can move forward. You can figure out maybe why the same kind of people keep coming up. Because it's interesting. This is verbal abuse. This is emotional abuse. Maybe some of you out there have been subjected to both of those in life, in romantic relationships, and maybe it started in your childhood and you're just now figuring out, oh God, that's why I keep being drawn to these people, because that's what I feel comfortable around. Or maybe you're the one directing that at other people, Scorpio, and you're like, well, of course I am, because that's the way I was treated. It's learned behavior. It's a vicious cycle. But I feel like there's coming to terms with that, and that's the start of finding a solution here. It be brought to your attention. But the help that's going to be available to you is the Ten of Cups in reverse, and that's still a good card, even in reverse. So it's like you've almost completed a cycle. You've almost come to a solution about your emotional development, about how you feel, about what you want when it comes to relationships of all kinds, whether it be, romantic, family, friendships, the people that you care most about, or the people that you're going to let into your circle, Scorpio, because we all know you put people through some paces before they even get to the inner circle. You have to know you can trust them. But what you're deciding is the kind of people you're going to let get into that inner circle from now on. Because, you've let the wrong people in. Um, and if we're on the other spectrum of this, and someone has accused you of being this way, being abusive in some sense, and maybe you're like, okay, well, I'm going to go talk to someone about this. If it's true, it'll come out. And you find out, well, yes, maybe this is, that's what you learned. And it's time to break this cycle. Help in that situation, in that circumstance, is going to be recognizing the pattern and breaking it. Because if you have children yourself, you, of course, don't want to pass on the same insecurities or issues or fears that maybe you have, or the same maybe inability to connect with people. You don't want to kind of pass that on to your kids if you have them. So, but for others of you, I just feel like, there is, it's like you're on the cusp of happiness, and that's what they're saying. Someone's going to be learning a lesson, finally getting it. Now, for some Scorpios, it'll be you. For others, it will be someone around you that you've been concerned about. Someone from the past, again, maybe this is just someone from the past that you're like, oh, it was a terrible relationship. Maybe they did really learn the lesson, but now it's too late. And, their cycle's not totally complete, but they're working on themselves. There's also for you going to be an opportunity. You're going to be in the right place at the right time to kind of seize an opportunity, probably emotionally. So regarding a relationship, regarding completion, some sort of emotional completion, resolution, closure, the opportunity to seize that and get that will be there. I think it's going to present itself to a lot of you. And, some of you feel like you've already got the closure. Maybe that's what this is. Like, some of you will be like, okay, well, I need to at least get closure from this relationship so that I can move forward. Or, you know what, I already got it. I don't need to even answer that message. You just be like, hey, I'm glad you're working on yourself. That's great. Blessed to be. Keep on keeping on. Good on you. But I can't take the risk that, you're not being honest, because let's face it, you weren't honest before. This guy telling the truth is a challenge for him. So, yeah, I feel like you'll be in two different camps if that's how this scenario is working out. But there is an opportunity, if you want it, coming along. I feel like some Scorpios will need that for closure in order to move on. Others of you, you've already moved on. This is just kind of a reminder of a past you've tried to forget coming up. Now, what must be accepted about the month of, we've got Six of Swords. So you are moving out of difficult times, especially emotionally, into calmer waters, more pleasant times. Things won't be so hectic emotionally. Relationships won't be so difficult because you've really been through the ringer, Scorpio. You're very passionate people, and you tend to be attracted to the same kind of people. So, that can sometimes lead to these tumultuous roller coaster experiences in relationships. It's really fantastic, or man, it really sucks. There's really no in between. When it's good, it's fantastic. When it's bad, it's the pits, right? So there's these extremes, and many of you are coming to grips with why you're attracted to that. Was it learned behavior, or do I just need that? Is there a way to have that excitement, but then not have the lows, not have that sort of crazy bipolar, spectrum of things? What's causing that? How do I fix it? I want it to be good all the time, or at least, relatively good all the time. Nobody gets good all the time, right? It's like Cinderella, and she's not real. And even she had a tough road, right? But yeah, at least with the Six of Swords, it'll be like, oh, I can deal with this. It's manageable. It's not all over the place. And every day is not like, a TV soap where, everybody's, frantic and there's all kinds of crazy drama happening. I think truths that you maybe were afraid to face or things you didn't know about will be coming out in a positive way in Scorpio, either from you, like you discovering them, and it's like aha, eureka moments, and you get these if you are talking to a therapist, or if you are just maybe it could be, this person revealing them to you, like this is what happened. This is why I couldn't connect with you or couldn't be with you or that sort of thing. There is some kind of big reveal, and it causes you to see things in an entirely new way. Maybe causes you to see yourself in an entirely new way, but in a positive way, or see this other person or the situation in a more positive way. So whatever starts off negative or oh God, this person I don't want to hear from, it's ultimately leading to something good. I mean, it's the start of moving out of these choppy, tumultuous waters into something that is more emotionally satisfying, stabilizing. You're almost there. So the Nine of Cups in reverse basically to me is like the Nine of Cups. It's like, you're getting the start of that, but you need one more piece to complete that puzzle. And I do think some of you will also be taking some time off and to think about all of this, and you're going to need to. You just need to take a rest. You get a message from someone and then you take some time to respond. Like you don't know how you want to respond for a minute. So you hold off on saying anything. You have to think about it. And that's fine. You have to decide what you're going to say if you are going to respond, or if you're not, decide if you're going to respond at all. So I think it's fine to take that time, Scorpio. I do think that you should. Now, for some of you, yeah, there's some sort of creative venture you could be looking into starting. This could be your own business, but it could just be a creative project that you're kind of putting all these emotional insights that you're getting. You're putting those into this work, expressing yourself in an emotional way. And that, for some of you, for those of you that are talking to a psychiatrist or a psychologist or a therapist or a group, some kind of group session, maybe something that they encourage you to do, like keep a journal or paint or, write a book or, some kind of creative expression, because it's getting all of that out. It's creating something tangible from your feelings or inspired by your feelings, and just getting them out so that they're not bottled up in there anymore. Because you Scorpios can be notorious for that. You are sensitive. You're still a water sign. You're the toughest of the water signs. But you're really good at hiding that sensitivity, but it's there. And, for some of you, it's been wounded, and that's why, you've got the Scorpio armor, and then you've got like more and more suits of armor because of the experiences that you've picked up, maybe starting in childhood, to kind of keep people out or keep people away. And once you start expressing this or letting it out in a creative way, it's like each time you do that, one of these suits of armor comes down, and you'll be more willing to really let people in and let someone really get to know you, and not, let go of some of these fears of intimacy. Schmintimacy is what I'm hearing. So someone out there is sitting there saying that, but that's okay. I get it. I know you don't mean it. But yeah, I think you're going to be finding out some truths about that. And the truth about it is going to make you feel less afraid or less guarded regarding people, maybe even people looking back on your life, people that you were involved with before. And it's like, well, that's why this didn't work out, or that's why we weren't able to, that's why I still can't let this go. Or, and maybe that's the realization that's necessary in order for you to let things go from the past. Because you can hold on. You're a fixed sign Scorpio, so you can hold on to things a little too long. People, situations. And I think you're going to find a new way forward as far as letting something go. And closure is coming. And that's the start of being able to open the door to some real joy. But this seems to come in an unexpected way. So I do feel like an unexpected message, unexpected email, text message, something is coming your way, Scorpio. And I think you're going to take time to reflect, as you often do. You always have a strategy about how to handle things. And I think that's good in this situation. You need to figure out whether you're going to respond, how you're going to respond, what you're going to say. Take some time out to think about it. With Mercury retrograde the first 3 weeks of anyway, it may be best to hold off until the end of the month, because I feel like, you'll be more likely to open a dialogue or more likely to communicate your feelings or thoughts in a more clear way if you wait until Mercury goes direct at the end of the month. So that's what I see Scorpio for. I do hope that was helpful. Follow me on over to Vimeo. The link is below. Just click or tap that little arrow beneath the video and you'll find it there. I'm going to shuffle the Fairies Oracle by the magnificent Brian Froud, and we'll see which fairy wants to talk to you and give you some extra guidance, some more direction with this reading. So I'll see you over there, and I'll see you back here on YouTube next month for your RuneScope. Thanks for watching, Scorpio.